Yo, it's Kai with Intangible IQ Hoops. Back again with a longer video. I got verified on YouTube. Took 24 hours to get verified. But anyway, so we're going to talk about the flex offense and a little bit more depth this time. Really what I've labeled it as is a 5 out to flex option. And basically what that is you have 5 players around the perimeter, and then they move into a flex offense. Now, granted, this is hard to probably tell from the beginning, but the Celtics do it in game 5 to begin the game. And I'm going to actually show you that play on this simulator that I have, just so you guys can get a good look at what this looks like. So this is what it looks like to begin. This is phase 1 of the play. All right. And I'm going to hit play here, and you can kind of see how it starts. All right. So to begin game 5, Al Horford, they tip the ball off. Al Horford comes and sets a screen after they kind of get the ball into their offense. Almost a turnover committed by Jaylen Brown to Al Horford. Al Horford recovers, passes the ball. The ball is passed to Derek White, who plays the 2. Immediately, Jrue Holiday's there up in the corner at the 1. And what you're going to see next, the screen is set. And right as the screen is set, you have Jaylen Brown cut underneath the basket. So now he's already made his way over to the wing and cuts back towards the corner, right? So now he's relocated. From right here, Jayson Tatum moves over and relocates to the wing side, right? Still, Jrue Holiday in the corner with his defender. Derek White dribbles the ball. All right, so that's phase 1, right? So what we have now is almost basically, like I mentioned earlier, a 5-out offense. You got all 5 guys out on the perimeter. You got Jaylen Brown here in the corner. You got Al Horford right here at the top of the perimeter. You have Derek White, who's dribbled himself over towards the top of the key. Or not the key, but the top of the 3-point line. And then you have Jayson Tatum, who's sitting on the wings, all right? So that's just part 1 of that, right? So that offense is a lot of movement already. You had Al Horford come and set a screen. You had Jaylen Brown cross court to the corner. Jrue Holiday has stayed stationary for most of this time. And you had Jayson Tatum kind of move over to the wing. Now, in phase 2, this is phase 2, you're going to see a little bit more action. And what I mentioned earlier is that you need to have players with constant movement, intelligent passing skill, and the ability to communicate this in an efficient and smooth manner. All right. So we're going to run phase 2 of the play, which is all one play, but just to give you in phases so that you have a clear understanding of what took place. All right. So Jaylen Brown moves a little bit, and the pass from Derek White to Tatum is right there from the top of the ball after the screen, right? The ball is passed. Jrue Holiday now makes a move from the corner over to set a screen for Jayson Tatum. Now, intriguingly enough, right here, he fakes the screen and brings 2 defenders with him. I didn't add the defenders this time, but just so you can have a clear picture on what took place, 2 guys come to the ball where Jayson Tatum has the ball. And right here, Jrue Holiday curls towards the basket. Tatum passes the ball to Jrue Holiday over the 2 defenders. He's about 6'10", so it wasn't a difficult pass to make. And the ball goes right into a floater into the basket. So basically, some of the things that were noticed here is so much player movement, so much IQ, so many things that seem simple in theory, but seeing it happen on the court in real time is just unbelievable. And you need to have players that can execute those movements without a problem. Now, I talked last time about the first part of what's needed for a offensive game plan in the flex offense. So next is moving without the ball, as you saw, a must for every player in every position on the court. The next is proper spacing and timing in the execution of fundamentals. Also, being able to perform at various positions on the court, which, of course, each person can shoot the ball, each person can pass the ball, each person can screen, each person can make movements. And Jrue Holiday did a lot of damage in the paint during this postseason off of this same kind of action. And he can shoot the ball, so they collapsed even inside the paint. Also, the reaction of the defense and reading the defense and making counter moves, they constantly are moving. Also, screening the screener. So sometimes you'd have, as you saw, they would come up and set a screen and then fake the screen and drop. And then there would be another screen and somebody would cut off the baseline or curl off the wing. And so a lot of counterpunching as far as this offense is concerned. Just because the player setting a pick for a teammate has screened for another teammate and left them wide open. So it allows players to free up themselves in a multitude of ways. And then also an emphasis on two types of screens for perimeter players, vertical and back screens. So there's several screens being done on this offense. And then also there's overloading on one side of the court. As you saw earlier, there are, as you can see in phase 2, you've got 3 players. You got 5, you got the 2, and you got the 3 over here in the corner. And they've kind of overloaded that side of the court. And so it allows a lot of shifting. And what it does to the defense is it causes a lot of switching because there's so many screens set and so many motions happening. I feel like the Celtics did a great job of making the defense constantly have to guess about who and where players were going to be. And if you don't have your game plan, no knocks on Jason Kidd, but if you don't have your game plan and you don't have the personnel who can make switching a much easier task, you had an undersized Kyrie Irving having to play defense. I just feel like they didn't have enough defensively in switching and being able to contain the ball and being able to read what was going on these flex offenses. So that was just, another piece of this flex offense. I'll break down some more. Of course, do everything mindfully and see the game intangibly.